Today we're talking about plants that haven't made in the shade.
Yes, Richard Weber with Springhouse Garden is here to tell us all about these plants that you can stick where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, you can.
That's true. You really can do
And in gardening,
You may want to talk to a doctor first.
well, yeah, you got to be careful. But almost everybody's house has a side that's facing north or east, and that's where you get very, very little, if any, direct sun.
Okay.
So we're talking about planting on the north side of your house or under a deck or shaded area. These are all plants that can tolerate really deep, deep shade. Everybody knows ferns, but this is kind of a different fern. This is one called Japanese painted fern. But ferns are great. Hostas are another great one, which I don't have here today. But lesser known plants, this is called barrenwort or epimedium. This is one that's great for dry shade. You can plant it around the base of trees that have lots of roots and things. So look for epimedium. They have a really pretty flower in the spring and then really nice foliage. This is a native selection. This is called wild ginger. And this one's kind of cool. You guys can see in the studio, but it's got these funky little flowers on it.
Does it smell like ginger?
No, I don't know why it's called wild ginger, but I guess maybe somebody used it like ginger at some point. But this is a Native American plant, grows in woodsy areas, grows quickly. Over by Lee, a couple of our favorites, false forget-me-nots in the front. We've got the really beautiful sky blue flowers, and the one behind it with the little hanging bells is variegated Solomon seal. That one's a wonderful, fast-growing shade plant. Then down here on the floor, this one looks like, I always tell people that this one looks like a plant that somebody splattered yellow paint on.
Right.
This is called Akuba. This is a tropical plant, grows great with very, very little sun or totally full shade. And it's an evergreen plant for our region. Most people don't think that this plant is hardy. It looks like a tropical shade type plant.
But it can take our climate.
It can, and it does very, very well, but position it where it doesn't get direct.
Now, one of the
sun.
things you would have to ask your staff if you show up, because I did this, is that whether it's under a deck or under a tree, the acidity of the soil, right?
Does
that'll make a difference for these guys?
It does make a difference, but more so than the acidity, it's just how much moisture it gets.
Okay.
And if it's a place where where it never gets any rainfall, that's going to be the limiting factor, more than the acidity of the soil or the shade. So you've got to still get, these plants still need water. You can't just plant them where it's bone dry and you never get any direct rainfall. Or you have to supplement it by either an irrigation system, soaker hose, or occasional watering, which under the eaves of a house you might have to water once a week. But so that's the limiting factor more than the acidity or the alkalinity of the soil.
You may have more questions about this, and if you do,
No,
you
that's
just
summed it
simply
up.
call Springhouse Gardens, and that number is right there, 859-224-1417.
Good to see you there, Richard.
Good to see you guys, and remind our viewers that you can always find us on Facebook or on the web as well. So,
Okay.
Very good.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Time now to get the latest on the forecast.
Tom Ackerman standing by at the LEX 18 Storm Tracker Weather Center.
We've got a Max Track Live that shows